Hello, I'm Hannah and today I'm going to show you how to make the most delicious, feel-good stuffed pasta baked bolognese using only fresh ingredients for £1.83. So let's talk you through the ingredients. For the bolognese we have the mince, the vegetables, which in this case are the carrot, onion, celery, garlic, basil and the tomato puree. And of course we have our chopped tomatoes, balsamic vinegar, olive oil and wine. For the topping we have the pasta shells, which we're going to fill with a mozzarella mascarpone filling. So now that we've got all the ingredients, it's time to make the base of the bolognese. So you'll need to grab your stick of celery, your carrot and your onion, and then we'll finely chop them. So it's important that you chop the vegetables finely so they cook thoroughly and you get all of the flavours. And now we're going to dice the carrot and then move on to the onion. Just remember, onions do make you cry. So now that we have all of our vegetables chopped and on the plates, we're going to prepare the frying pan, turn the hob on and grab your olive oil. So we're going to be quite generous with the olive oil. So now that the oil's heated up a bit, we're going to add the veg. So now we're going to stir this on a low heat for 10 minutes until golden brown. So once your 10 minutes is nearly up, we're going to season with some salt and pepper. And then add the mince. From here we're going to fry the mince for another 10 minutes until browned. So now that the mince is nicely browned, we're going to add the crushed garlic. Next step is to add the wine. It's up to you how much wine you add, but if you do choose to use a smaller amount, just remember to make up the volume with water. So now, all we're going to do is leave that to bubble for another 10 minutes. Now that that's nicely bubbling away, we're going to add about a tablespoon of our tomato puree and our chopped tomatoes. And then give that a good stir until it's all combined. Now we leave this to simmer for an hour and a half on a low heat, but we're going to come back after an hour to start on the pasta shells. Now that smells lovely. So this has been cooking for an hour and now we're going to do the pasta. So I've just boiled the kettle, but while we're waiting for that to boil, we're going to season the bolognese with our pepper, salt and balsamic vinegar. So you need about 3 to 4 tablespoons of the balsamic and then mix in to bring it all together. So now we're going to add the pasta to the pan and preheat the oven while it cooks. For our pasta shells, we're going to make a mozzarella filling using, of course, mozzarella, which we are going to finely chop, mascarpone, basil and garlic. It's important that the mozzarella is finely chopped so it'll mix in well with the mascarpone. So now we're going to finely chop the basil, and this is important because nobody wants a whole basil leaf in their pasta. Add all the ingredients to a big bowl and mix them all together. So now we're going to add the basil to the bowl of mozzarella and the mascarpone. Last but not least, add the garlic. Once that's all in together, we're going to give it a big old mix, making sure that they're all combined. So now that the pasta is cooked but still tough as it's going to cook further in the oven, we're going to drain it and add the filling. So while the pasta is cooling, we're going to add the bolognese to a Pyrex dish. Now at this stage you might be worrying that it's looking a little bit watery, but that's okay because later on when we add the pasta it's going to be all absorbed. Now that the pasta is cooled, we're going to add the filling. So you just take your pasta, get a spoonful of the cheese and place it inside, and then line the bolognese with the pasta and the filling. And then just do this for as many pasta shells as you have. Now, doing this does take a lot of practice, so don't worry if it's a bit messy. The pasta is a bit of an odd shape to add a filling. And here it is, your finished stuffed pasta baked bolognese. All that's left to do is to add some hard cheese to the top of it for flavour and put it in the oven at 180 degrees for half an hour. So it's been half an hour, so it's time to get her out the oven. And let's have a look. It smells great, but to get a true verdict, let's plate some up and ask one of the housemates. Bon appetit.
Thank you, that looks great. That's really nice. And it goes great with my wine.
So that's how to make the stuffed pasta baked bolognese. And trust me on this, it'll be loved by everybody who tastes it.